Okay, so the next question is question 4. Very simple one. We've heard it a lot before in our daily routine in business and as a consumer. What is your value proposition? You probably remember that from even some courses that you may have taken at the local university, hopefully even at the local high school when you got your GED. Well, the question again is, what is your value proposition? Well, what does that actually mean? My value proposition? What is that? Well, let me give you another way of probably thinking about what that question actually means. What is your competitive differentiation? How do you differentiate your company with respect to competing on ideas and technologies, on even products and services that you offer? Why are you different than all of the other companies that are out there? What makes your product, what makes your service different than what we all can go open up our wallet and hand a credit card or write a check to or give them cash for? Why do you differentiate yourself differently than others? And then once you figure that out, you can prove that you have a good value proposition. How do you differentiate between competing ideas, competing concepts, competing technologies, competing products and services? Those are the things that I want you to focus on. Let me give you a quick case study. Back in 2003, a TV manufacturer was launched, and it was called Vizio. Today, Vizio does for HD TVs what Dell did for computers and what Southwest Airlines did for air travel. They basically sell a product for less. Okay? The quality of a Vizio television was great, and they started really taking on the big names in the business. The Samsungs, the Sonys, the Panasonics, the JVCs, the big names that have been around for a long time and also have great products. But now all of a sudden, Vizio said, we want to go head-to-head with these giants in this industry, and we don't want to hold anything back. And they didn't. And they did a great job in not only launching their business, but moving rapidly through the ranks of having people purchase their products. Now when you go into a lot of the big warehouse stores, that's the first thing that you see is a Vizio TV when you walk in. Kind of a cool concept too. They had great market positioning in lots of warehouse stores. Good case study to follow, and that's Vizio. All right, question 5. What are the competitive barriers that you face, and how defensible is your business? What are the competitive barriers that you face, and how defensible is your business? That's a question that we can ask, but let's break it down even further. What patents do you own? What know-how do you have? What trade secrets or secret sauce does your business possess? What trademarks do you own? Or what is the just-in-time market position that you are putting together for your particular company? Those are some of the things you want to start breaking down even further, because this is what we also refer to as IP, intellectual property. I'm not going to get into intellectual property at this particular moment, but I want you to have in the back of your mind what makes what are the barriers that you see out there that somebody may already have a patent on the product that is close or similar to what you're trying to design and roll out. Somebody may already have a logo that may compete with your brand or product. Again, intellectual property is something that you want to take advantage of and you want to own within your company, because why? Well, those are assets. Those are huge assets. But are they competitive barriers that won't allow you to even get into the market space because somebody's already locked it down? This is where you need to have a good attorney on your team that can really research the market for you, come up with the right answers for you so that you know that you're going to be protected as you move forward and you're not going to be infringing on someone else's patent or trademark or copyright. Okay, so I want you to think about that. Now, think about this particular company when they launched a few years ago. They had a pretty interesting idea, and originally the company YouTube had an awesome idea. They would allow us as consumers to upload our videos and allow other people to view them. Well, as of this filming, a couple of things have happened. YouTube obviously has been acquired by Google. They were acquired only after a couple of years for $1.6 billion. That's awesome. What a great concept, what a great way to grow the business and then cash out in a very short order. Also, 200 million video clips have been uploaded onto YouTube as of this filming. Obviously, there's going to be more as time goes by. But think about how they had to differentiate themselves from taking other people's work, other videos, and being able to allow people to upload those videos onto a platform where others could view that. Well, and then think about the millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of views that videos have. You can even think of several videos that have gone viral where 100,000 people watched it, 2 million people watched it, 100 million people watched it. Who knows what that number may be? But the point is, YouTube was a great model for us to follow to allow, and there's other companies, I won't get into all those details, let's just use this as one case study, but millions of views at any given moment is what the primary purpose of YouTube was, and they've done an amazing job in getting those videos out to the masses and allowing us as consumers to view them. All right, so question 6 then is obviously a very important one, near and dear to my heart. Many of you know that I've written several books on this particular topic. I've also written several hundred of these little devils over the years and raised a lot of money with them, and it's a business plan. So the question is, do you have a business plan? How many people have asked you that in the last little while as you're trying to launch this company? Do you actually have a business plan that I can read and look through? Because I kind of want to understand what you're doing with this company, but your plan will help me to digest what your vision is, what the potential is, and even what the the real opportunity is, and how you've gathered your resources and how you've put your team together. So, do you have a business plan? Well, what are they really asking? Here's what they're really asking. Do you have an action plan, and how will you execute your strategies for the long term? And what are you doing for your short-term tactical plan? Overall strategy, short-term tactical plan, but what is really your action plan, and how are you going to execute that? That's what one area is that you're going to want to obviously have as a business owner. Okay, so a quick case study about one of my companies from a little while ago. We started a manufacturing business that came about from a simple business plan, and we raised $10,000. Well, that $10,000 was then put into the manufacturing of, or the development of a vending product that we put together. We took that $10,000 loan and actually turned that into a $5 million revenue stream over a couple of years with this particular vending product. And we just had so much fun developing this company and this concept. The market got flooded with other people that copied what we had done, and I ended up selling out that particular company. But the fact of the matter is, a simple business plan helped us achieve a $10,000 loan. That $10,000 loan was then developed into a $5 million business. So business plans work. You need to have one, especially if you're running a business or you're going to be raising capital. You need a business plan. I'm not going to get into all the details of a business plan particularly now. That's an entirely other segment that we'll get into, but just know that particular question is, do you have a business plan? Okay, so question 7. What is your critical path to customer acquisition? That's an interesting question. I remember being asked that by a venture capital firm several years ago. What is your critical path to customer acquisition? That seemed like very academia to me. And I asked the question back, well, okay, well, what does that mean? What is my critical path to customer acquisition? Really what it comes down to is, how will you attract customers to pay you money? Let me break it down that simple, because that's exactly what they're asking you. How will you attract customers to pay you money for your product or your service? You know, the world is full of clutter. We all have to sift through the clutter. especially when you go down some of these areas in big cities and you see all the billboards and you see all of the big signs that you have to look through, and then you open up a magazine and there's so many things, so many ads being hit at you. That are being given to you every day. There's thousands of ads that we all see every day. Well, here's what I want you to start thinking about, and that's creating your own unique selling advantage. Creating your own USA, your own unique selling advantage, and moving to the top of the list of the customers. You're seeing on the screen, hopefully now, the Times Square, and all of the different ads that you see as you walk down Times Square and the billions of dollars in advertising spent there. It can get overwhelming, but I want you to create a unique selling advantage. Simply put, why are you unique and different? Why is your product unique and different? So that a consumer will open up their wallet or their purse and hand you a credit card and pay for your product and service. You need to figure out why your service and product is totally unique from someone else, and you need to tell them. You need to tell your consumers that.